I always find it fascinating to look at the different trends of what is new as it is coming into a field. So, for example, over a decade ago, the idea of nervous system activation was essentially not really heard of in trainings. And now you can't even go to a training without there being some conversation about the brain or the nervous system. And now the new topic is all about interoception or interoception. There's different ways that people pronounce it, which is a concept that comes from the world of occupational therapy. And it really describes this really phenomenal sensory system that we have inside of us that is letting us know really how we're doing in any given moment and giving our brain cues about what we might need to do or not do to modulate our internal experience, which really ultimately is the foundation for being able to regulate. So, as this new topic is starting to take hold in our field, I want to offer just an idea on how you can begin to deepen really what it's all about, which is body awareness. Right? How do we help the child develop a higher degree of body awareness, what's going on inside of them? That's really ultimately what interoception is about. And there's a really simple way of adding it into what you are already doing in the playroom, which is adding in the phrase, how do you know? So, for example, if you are talking about feelings as an example, and you are exploring the feeling of sadness, it's cool to talk about the feeling of sadness, but how is it experienced in the body, right? How does the child know that they are sad? Let's say the child walks over to a feeling chart and points towards a picture, and they're excited or they're happy. Again, that's great that they can identify it at that level, but how do they know? What are the clues that are happening in their body that are letting them become aware that that's what's going on? So just even that simple idea, how do you know, is so unbelievably useful. Maybe you're doing bibliotherapy and you're reading a story together and there's a character that's having a particular experience, and then there's a how do we know? How do you think she knows or he knows that he's feeling that way, or whatever the care, maybe the whatever the character is, maybe it's an animal, maybe it's the sun, maybe whatever. You get the point of what I'm trying to say. How can we just deepen this? How does the character know? How does this person know? How does the puppet know? How do you know? How do I know? Into the process, just as a way to help the child just continue to engage in reflective awareness and cue into what's actually happening in their body. So, as you're learning more about interoception, as you're hearing a lot more about it being introduced in courses, it's definitely one of the things that we talk about in our Introduction to Synergetic Play Therapy course, and we really go into it at a deeper level in our Certified Synergetic Play Therapy program. Um, just use that little tip as you're exploring this for your clients and for yourself. When you're feeling something, how do you know?